Because I mean, Aprilia, they are sort of with BMW and Ducati are sort of leading the electronics area now.
Yeah.
So it's gone from Japanese to that sort of leads to Italian manufacturers, really.
Yes, true.
So this is so you'll bring MV Agusta as well up to the same level.
Absolutely, yes, we're working on that.
Yeah.
There's.
Grazie.
Great. You want sugar?
Yes, please. Thank you.
There's a few things we can talk about on products, really. So.
Yeah, because electronics, so that's but that's sort of touching on the racing part, isn't it? Because I know you probably get this question all the time, but Aprilia and they are sort of developing all these new things because of the racing.
Yeah, exactly. I think racing is a great support to produce. Is a great support for production. But I think the F4RR is a real bike still.
Yeah.
It's a real bike still, because it's true, electronics is really important if you want to go very fast.
Yeah.
But if you want to really have fun and the rider should be there, then put 200 horsepower with different electronic.
Yeah.
But the F3 is very advanced in that.
Yeah. Fantastic number. So my compliments also for how the bikes still look so nice. Let me start and see. One of my questions I've written down is how is the time now after you bought back MV Agusta from Harley Davidson? How has it been for MV Agusta? How do you solve the financial things?
Oh, great! It's been great. We took over the company in August. We went through a serious restructuring of the company, both in terms of product, but first of all in terms of real structure.
Yeah.
We had to reduce the number of employees, which was over-structured in comparison to the size of the business.
Yeah.
But not many. I'm talking about 10% of the workforce, and I'm talking also only about white collars. So
Okay.
not And we went through restructuring of all the costs of the company.
Yeah.
Everything starting from suppliers, general suppliers, not production suppliers, general suppliers, management benefits, car companies, telephones, everything, and we managed to reduce a lot, because we reduced between workforce and structure of the company 50% of the fixed costs. So this is also a different approach of marketing, different approach of commercial, of sales, and this led to a company that was losing money. On the first 4 months of the management, we cut by half the losses. On the first 2 months of 2011, we cut again half the losses, and now we are close to break even. I mean, if the company wouldn't have capital R&D because of the development of the products, we will be already profitable. So the company made really a big step, and this is, I think this is great. But we didn't only work on the cost structure, we also work on the product. We've been able to reduce through the year 2011 by 8% the cost of good, without specifying the bike, but with working with the supplier through new design of parts, or renegotiating the contract with the supplier. And this 8% is another 1.5 million that we save per year, and we can do better. And then, so first approach, resize of the business and restructure. Then, looking at the product and repositioning a little bit our product. This is why we got into the market with the new 920. And the Agusta was always positioned between 15 and 18,500 euro. Okay, 15, 18, yeah. And this is a small part of the market. And as the market decreased in general, this part of the market became shrunk. So we said, let's introduce a bike which does not offend the other bikes, but is cheaper, is more affordable, but it's not a cheap bike in terms of looks or in terms of real price, because it's priced at 11.9 and it's the Brutale 920, and this bike brought us many sales. We were planning to produce 1,500 units and of that bike, and we think we will do more. The bike is great, very drivable, and is less extreme than the Two Sisters, and it's affordable. I mean, it's in direct competition with the Monster, with the Triumph, and so on. So this is the first thing, repositioning, create an entry level of our bike. We follow a lot the Porsche method, even not only because Porsche developed our facility and production line, but because we believe that they have a very good philosophy of products. They have the 911, which is our 4-cylinder F4 and Brutale, the family. They have the Cayman, which is our Brutale 920, so a bit below. And then we introduced the F4 RR, which is the Porsche Turbo, at 23,000 euros. So in this month we managed to pass from 15-18 range to 11.9-23, and it's already broadened the market. And then there's all the 3-cylinder that is coming.
Yeah.
So this is briefly what we did in these last 6 months. Bit of repositioning and restructuring.
So would you say that the inline, the 4-cylinder sort of model lineup is now pretty much complete, with a standard F4 and our version of the F4, plus 3 different Brutale, 920,
We will always keep the development both of the M4, on the Brutale, on the engines. We will always go on, but this is we consolidated our 4-cylinder. We will not make a 4-cylinder sport tourer or something like that. Or we have the 3-cylinder platform for the other products.
Right.
This is our top range, and it's completed.
Yeah. So so you start now, I guess, from. You have already shown us the F3.
Yeah.
So I reckon the next step for you will be to launch the bike, to the press, yes.
Yeah.
At some point, and then for the dealerships.
Exactly. We will start pre-series of the F3 in September, and we will do full production in at the end of November. So we will produce the first 400-500 units during this year.
Yeah.
And so by Christmas the customer will have the bike more or less all over the world. This is a good news because we managed to anticipate the bike that was planned in the first quarter of 2012. We anticipated that Plus, the bike is a great bike. Is We have a 10 horsepower range more than the actual leader of the market, which are around 120.
Daytona, is it?
Yeah. So 125, 126. We have 10 horsepower more, which is a lot for that kind of bike. And the bike is we set the standards in the 600 with this bike because as we were talking before, we are probably a bit back in terms of electronics on the 4-cylinder. On this case, we are much in front of all the others.
Yeah.
And I rode the bike myself, and I was one of the lucky to ride the bike, and the bike is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then there is the Brutale that we will present in November at the Milan show.
Yeah.
Brutale 675.
Yeah. So it all starts now really, and with the sort of mid-range.
Yeah, because the mid-range will enable us to double sales.
Yeah.
A minimum double sales. Because one thing that I didn't say, the F3 will be priced below 12,000 euros, so it will be in direct competition with the Triumph or with the Japanese.
So because the Street Triple has been an enormous success for Triumph, so when the Brutale 675 arrives, there's no reason why it shouldn't. What do you do price-wise for the Brutale version of the 675 then? Since you go less than 12,000 for the F3.
We will be 11.9 with the F3 and 8.9 with the B3, so below
8,900.
Yeah, 8,900 with the B3.
Yeah.
With the Brutale. So direct competition with the Triumph R and with the Ducati 796. This is our market leader. Well, it's not the Gladius or the Hornet, but there's still a premium.
You don't want to go so low in.
No, because with this brand you cannot go. This is already a big stretch. Now we open the range in 7 months time, 8 months time. We will be from 8,000 to 23,000. So.
23. And it's so the two models that everybody expects, obviously the F3, the sport version, and then the Brutale. Everybody expects this from MV Agusta. But then also you will do other concepts with the 675 that you will not do with the 4-cylinder.
Yes, because the 675 is a very good project. It's one platform, and with this platform we can work on different bikes. And at the moment we are focusing on the F3, which is finalizing the industrialization to ready to start production. The B3, which is in industrialization, and we are working also on a third bike, which is I don't know how can I call it, but let's say it's an MV Agusta interpretation of what could be a motard.
Ah, yeah, good choice. So you've told so CRC in San Marino, they have something that we will not see until, is it 2012 maybe?
Yes.
Or maybe later as well?
No, I think there's a good chance. If we work well, there's a good possibility that we see this bike at 2012. So not this EICMA, the next one.
Yeah.
And yes, CRC is working really hard. We have 40 people down there, and they're managed by our president, which is head of R&D now and of design, and then
which is Giovanni Castiglioni, your father.
My father, yes, and they are working really well on that. So I think they showed it with the F3. It's great.
Yeah. Everybody. Nobody has a bad word to say about any of those, any MV Agusta, I think. But so Adrian Morton, I know him a little bit. Is he one of the lead designers on the projects? Because he did lots of work on the F3, I think.
He worked. Adrian is a great designer and worked on the F3 on my father's directions, and he interpreted the bike. I think he got all the points for a good bike.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because some people, some clients or competitors' clients criticize us because they say, "Oh, you do always the same bikes." No, it's much easier to develop a completely new bike. You say to the designer, "Do something crazy," and it's easy. Then to step by step increase and make your bike better, without offending the old bike, the old customer, and without losing your identity. No, I think that the most important thing that the readers should get from this interview is that take a bike, any bike you want. There are a few that are obvious, no? Cover the brand. Tell me what bike it is. 90% of the time you don't know. With an MV Agusta, you know. You say this is an MV. Like with some other bikes of the competitor that have strong identity, and it's very bad to lose your identity. So we keep working on that, like Porsche does. Evolution, not revolution.
And Porsche was one of the world's most profitable companies a few years ago as well. So they must be doing many things right.
They do many things right. Yeah. The company was bankrupt in 1980, and almost, and they almost they became the most profitable company in the world on the automotive. So.
Could you see potentially some like a company like Porsche or one of the big German car firms be interested in investing in Agusta in the future? Are you open for any such, because
not really, because
you want to keep it.
I think if you want to make this company well, we had experience now, and big companies. I had to experience, and I think that big companies, small companies like MV Agusta should become family owned or anyway small. If you go on into the big corporation, then it's difficult to manage these companies because they become heavy. The structure become heavy, and I'm not saying that Harley Davidson did bad for this company. Harley Davidson did incredibly well for this company, but on the financial side. But on the other side, everything got slower and a bit more bureaucratic. So to answer your question, I think there could be an interest for Volkswagen or for groups that want that, like BMW has bike, the others they don't have bikes. So could be interested, but they should manage it a bit differently than a big company.
What about, because you see Ducati now with the strategic, what you call it, the way they work with the Mercedes AMG now, it's not like, it's only sort of like a strategic partnership. It's not really nobody owns this and that, sponsor each other and that sort of thing, to sort of put two glamorous brands together. This is more I'm thinking about maybe that sort of Porsche and MV Agusta. So nice in that way.
Could be, yes. Could be something. Could be something interesting. I don't really understand the link between Ducati and Mercedes, but I'm sure there is.
I was just thinking about something. The Casti group.
Yeah.
And it's got the elephant is the logo.
Yeah.
and also was for Cagiva. What was it? What was the thinking behind it? Is that your dad's
It's my
logo?
brother,
Your little brother,
big brother.
big brother,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes, the Casti Group is the part of the business that started also the motorcycle business. Is a family business that is managed by my uncle, and in all the products on that business as well there is the Cagiva logo, which was my grandfather original logo for his metal mechanic company.
yeah.
That's the story of the logo.
Yeah. And how has it been for you to sort of grow up with the MV Agusta brand? Because it's 20 years ago now since Cagiva first bought MV Agusta, and then it's been with Proton and Harley Davidson and another investment group. So how has it been growing up with this big, glorious brand?
Well, I grew up in the motorcycle world since really I was born, because this company was a Cagiva company was established in '78. I was born in 2 years later.
Yeah.
So I'm almost as old as this building.
Yeah.
And
Good.
well, of course, then we purchased Ducati. We did, I think, a great job. My father did a great job with Massimo Bordi to relaunch that company when that was finished, and did bikes like the Monster and 916. Then Husqvarna relaunched that brand as well, and then the Agusta. I started. I tell you a nice story. The F4. I have the first F4. I have a collection of bikes, and I have the first F4, but not the one presented to the public. The development bike.
No.
And it was a 916 with a 4-cylinder engine with the Cagiva logo.
Yeah.
So it should have been a new Cagiva, because the Cagiva at the time was racing in GP 500, so it would have been a new Cagiva 4-cylinder special bike and sport bike. Then we sold Ducati, and a few years back, and the Agusta was acquired, but was in the wardrobe. And the importance of the logo that I was saying before, when my father and Massimo Tamburini developed the first F4, we had to option the Cagiva logo and then put the MV Agusta logo, and it was something different already. And so I started. It was the 1997 that MV Agusta started this adventure.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, it was a bit strange, because I'm young and I didn't know MV Agusta. Although I was of course I know, because Giacomo Agostini is a friend of ours, and I know that he won a lot with MV Agusta, and the Agusta makes helicopters, so I knew the company. I know that we acquired the brand, but I wasn't sure that this brand could have been successful, because I didn't know the history as much as people at 50. And it's incredible that how this brand has been relaunched. And first, target customer were 50s and old, people that used to love the racing, and when MV Agusta was a myth. Now our customer is 30, and with the 600 will be from 2018. So, and it's very difficult to launch a brand. Many brands, there are many brands in the world, and probably brands are more historical even than MV Agusta, and didn't have success. It's not easy. A brand cannot go without a product without a brand. So it was a good MV Agusta experience for me.
Yeah, I think this is people know your family for doing this, for being one of the best to launch, a brand that has been gone and then coming back again. So because now you have both Ducati, MV Agusta, and Husqvarna as examples. So now Now you have to maybe bring up your own brand again, Cagiva, because now it's been quiet with Cagiva for a while, hasn't it?
Well, Cagiva is a sleeping brand.
Yeah.
I believe there is a. If you ask me what would you do with Cagiva, I would say I would do the Elephant. Cagiva Elephant 1200 twin cylinder and good price ratio, quality. It is an option, but at the moment we consider we cannot do. We are small, and if we do many things at a time, we end up in problems. So better to do. Even the products that we're doing comes a month, 2 months, 6 months later. It's not important. It's better to have a successful product at the right, even if it's a bit later on. Cagiva we will see. I think MV Agusta has a more chance to be successful than Cagiva. So first we do this project. When this project is finished, in 5 years we can think about it.
So what would it take for you to launch a racing team again on top level? I mean, World Superbike or MotoGP? Would it take like a rich partner that could sponsor most of it and you do the engineering part? And
okay, I'm someone a little bit against racing. Well, not against, but not supporting of racing, because I think racing, there's no correlation between racing and sales. Why I say that? Valentino won many championships with Yamaha. Their 1, their 6 sales went down as the market went down. There's no correlation between that. There is a great thing that racing is bringing brand awareness, image to the group, and also a lot of the, like we were saying before, development, engineering that is carried out on the racing bike and then transported implemented on the normal bike. But I have to say that as both my father and Massimo Bordi are really excited on racing, they convinced me that I think we should look at Superbike, and we are looking at Superbike. It will be a project minimum 2 years, but I think MV Agusta can do the World Superbike with the right partner, of course.
Yeah, I think so too, because one of the things I just wrote down is because now, you know, with the F4, it's in a position in the market where, you know, premium price and everything. But you got BMW, Aprilia, Ducati, and the Japanese manufacturers, everybody with their 1000cc superbikes competing in superbike, and it's very competitive now. So I think people would love to see MV Agusta as well in.
I think so, and it's the right. MotoGP is wrong for us. MotoGP is for
Cagiva.
No, it's for super. It's a prototype, and is a big show, and we can't afford the MotoGP. It's not for small companies.
Almost nobody can.
No, almost nobody can, and I mean, if some Japanese, you know, make a step back, we should not make a step forward. And Superbike is more is right. I mean, I want to see. I don't want to always make the Porsche comparison, but Porsche does not race.
This is true.
She races in GT and this kind of like Superbike, but not in Formula One. There's no. I mean, Ferrari works. They spend a lot of money in Formula One. They're a world famous brand, but they don't sell 100,000 units.
No.
They still sell 5,000, 6,000. And I think Superbike is good for MB. But it takes time to be there, and because MB is difficult. The brand wants so much that if we go there, we don't go to arrive between 5th and 10th. We go to win.
Yeah.
So winning.
But then BMW is a great example because they launched their S1000RR. Hasn't done that well in Superbike at all. It will do. You can see that it's higher and higher. So maybe next year they will soon have a win. But they sold more 1000RR than
Everybody.
Ducatis or Aprilias, or
Everybody.
they sold more than everybody. Even so, maybe they didn't need the racing. But I think maybe the racing gave a little bit more credibility for the solutions, maybe. Don't know.
You want my opinion?
Yeah?
No, I think if BMW would have not raced, they would have sold the same amount of units. They sell units because the bike is a good bike. That's it.
Yeah.
BMW with that bike make a step forward in the electronics and in the world of super sport in terms of electronics, and the engine is a very good engine.
Let me ask you one more thing about, maybe this is a little bit about politics, or
Yeah.
but MV Agusta is one of the brands that numbers are important. So it's the fastest or
Yeah.
most powerful, and this probably sell a lot of bikes as well. But then you had Kawasaki when they launched the ZX-10R, the Ninja, the latest one, and they said, oh yeah, 200 horsepower, and then somebody tested the bikes and oh, it wasn't actually that powerful, and then they had a problem and fixed it. Are you worried that something like this could happen to MV Agusta, or are
No,
all the bikes exactly to specification?
No, because we tried. We tested our pre-series of bikes, the first 10 bikes, and we ranged between 197 and 202 horsepower, which is less than 5%. It's normal, not every bike would be 201 exactly, but this is normal. I bought an Audi, it was 420 horsepower, I went on the test bench, it was 380, 40 horsepower. I wanted to call out and say, well, and but we tested all the bikes and they are between 197, 98 and 201, 202. So we are very positive that the bike is fast, very fast.
Yeah. So that's the F4RR. How long have you had this engine?
Which one?
The new spec of the F4RR.
It's new.
Yes. So, but it's you must have had it for a little while, so you knew that you could upgrade, because the
It's
F4
2 years that we're working on that.
Yeah. So because it's quite a boost. So I'm really looking forward to try this bike.
It's minimum comparing to the actual one, minimum 13 horsepower, but you know, when you take engine from production, there is one which is more performing than the other one, but we took the less performing was 127, 98. The most performing was 202 point something. It still is 16 horsepower more or 15 horsepower more than the actual one. It's a miss. The bike is very fast.
Yeah. And also, I bet it's better early. I bet this feels more torquey as well than the Kawasaki Ninja.
I don't know that.
Because this has got horsepower, lots of horsepower, but all on the very
yes,
top.
of course.
All on the very top.
Yeah.
Most MV Agusta usually
Yes,
more
because
powerful in the mid-range as well.
Yes, because we have our TSS system that help us to cover the mid part of the curve with torque. Yeah. I don't know the Ninja.
No. So are you? Will you sort of take over more and more from your father, Claudio Castiglioni? Will you sort of take over more and more of the responsibilities?
No,
So now you see CEO, yes?
I'm CEO.
CEO.
Yeah.
So
Yes, but I follow the company, and yeah, of course I am into also R&D and design and everything, but we split it the work between the three of us, and for me it's important that the company goes well, not really that we have 201, 199, and this and for the design there is CRC, there is my father, and we managed to work together very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no one-man show.
No. So we share everything, yeah. What any problems? How have you got any interesting stories about? So how you sort of make decisions to make okay, so the F3, how do you it looks like this and this, how do you sort of tell the designers that this is what you want?
This is all my father.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the bike. We
No.
don't see the bike till the bike is finished.
No.
We don't see the F3. We saw the bike when it was completed. Then we said, oh, maybe we can change this and that, and we'll be changing the production, and that's it. But my father is very jealous of his work, and even the Brutale that we saw it last month for the first time. We saw the development, no, but the real bike we saw it last month for the first time. And for the moment, I think he never made a ugly bike. So
No.
we're
I'm a big fan of Agusta. This is probably why I come back to the factory as well, to do a little bit more than just ride the bikes.
no, I think you told me before it's important numbers of performance. Yes, it's important because MV Agusta is something different. It should be always on top of the other. We in every bike that we make, we have to be the most beautiful. We have 1 horsepower more, better specification. This is our job. But I don't think that's all important, essential. The brand and the design is very important. I say when you have an MV Agusta, you have power, performance, but most of all you have an MV Agusta, which is different from the rest. And so our politics is per power, performance, or whatever, but also satisfying the customer that have something that does not that lasts in time, no? This is different from the rest. You buy a Japanese bike or some other bikes, and in 1 year they're old. They're old. The design is old. Everything is old. And we did a dealer panel with all the dealers and the main dealers. And my suggestion was, why don't we? The F4 is new. No, it was a provocation on my side. Why don't we do the F4 similar to the F3? So lighter in the back, no exhaust system in the back, 4 exhaust system on below. And the answer I was happy with the answer. No, this is the F4. In 20 years' time, it will be more modern, it will be different, but it will be like this. With the 4 exhaust, under the seat. This is what we have to focus on. Never go out from our. We will get people bored. We will get people bored. We will do our design and our strategies is this. I don't believe in futuristic bikes. They can last for a while and then it's gone.
Well, classic beauty never goes out of fashion, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when it comes to dealerships, how are you doing in America now, in the US or in North America maybe as a whole?
Okay, well.
Because there's always talking about dealerships when with smaller European brands, it's always a dealership problem.
Yes,
apparently.
Absolutely, because we cannot. No dealers can survive on the MV Agusta now with 3 models that we have. Maybe with the with the 920, the RR, the F3, the Brutale is even the Brutale 600 is better, but that's always a problem for small European manufacturer. I think that, okay, we did good in this last month because we implemented a dealer, we started selling in Australia and we're doing very well. We entered Canada and we're doing very well. We are entering Brazil and we will be the first Italian producer or anyway super sport bike producer to enter Brazil and produce in Brazil.
Ah, yeah.
We will produce in Brazil, and we have orders that can make this market become the second market for MD after Italy. We triple sales in France. We started from 100 bikes, 200, and now in the last 3 years we did 200, 400, 600. American market, we just reorganizing the market, our structure there. America, we always been losing money in the US because the exchange rate is a big problem. You make money in the US only if you produce there or if you sell a lot of bikes.
How about very expensive bikes?
A lot of very.
How about like the Smosedici type or some of the specials that Agusta has made in the past?
Yeah, we sell them.
Yeah, where you can justify the really high price.
No, but I think the American market
still,
is not accepting anymore.
No.
It's not accepting anymore the super luxury. Super luxury is finished all over the world. Even the rich people, they don't buy anymore as much as before. Something changed. Something big changed. And of course, we sell a bike here at 18,000 euro. We have to sell it in the US at $18,000, and the exchange rate is 142. No, we don't have 60% margin. And but anyway, we restructured the subsidiary in the US. We first of all, I want to say we closed the subsidiary in France and in Switzerland and Germany, and we went direct sales like Italy and France, which are the two most performing markets. So from a month ago, we are direct in the main countries of Europe: Italy, France, Germany, and Switzerland. Even Switzerland is a small market where we sell a lot in Switzerland. In the US, we cannot go. It's too difficult to go direct sales through the dealers. So we kept our subsidiary, but we restructured it heavily. So we did in small what we did in the Agusta. We appointed a new director of the subsidiary, which is Rob Keefe, and he was working with Husqvarna before. And so he was working with me like 5-6 years ago. And Rob is the new head of the subsidiary, and now I want to increase the number of dealers. We have like 20 dealers in the US or 25 dealers in the US. We have 100 in Italy. 100 in Italy are too many. We need to go to 60, but we need to go to 50 even in the US. Even though in the central part of the US there's nothing, but on the east and west coast we have to increase dealership, and we will. I think we are keeping a different philosophy in the US now. When dealer wants, we don't push in the US. We're not pushing bikes into the pipeline for dealers to sell. We keep the request tight, and we give bikes because there's no point of selling so many bikes in a country where you don't make profit.
No.
I prefer not to sell. So we will sell, we will increase dealership, we will enter with the new product, and when the full package is completed, then we push the sales.
So for the US market, then you basically need a model like the 675 that you can produce many
Yes, I
maybe
think,
before you can
yes,
make a profit.
675 will be profitable in the US.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Also, Brutale 500, Brutale 600 is a bit low margin for that market, but we have to see when it comes out what's the exchange rate. And
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the street triple, whether how it's done in America, but I just know that it's just done so well for Triumph everywhere. So,
it's a very nice bike.
and this
But
Brutale version is also
not as good as ours.
no, and this is very interesting. Yeah, well, let's finish then with. I think we've probably said a little bit about it, but in a few words, how can you sort of tell about your sort of personal hopes for the company, for MV Agusta, now that very exciting things are happening now every year, and you have new products and everything. What are your hopes? How big do you want the company to perhaps
small.
be? Stay small.
Yes, I think the company should stay small. We produce 4,500. We used to produce 7,000 units. The market went down for everybody. We produced 4,500 this year. I think we can double sales with the free cylinder, the first two free cylinder, and then with the development on the fours and new models on the frees, we can reach 10,000-12,000 units. This is with these units and this structure, we make money. We make a lot of money, and that's enough. And to reach 12,000 units is easy with these models. Then, well, if the market, our business plan is made that the market doesn't grow, stays the same, that we will never grow in the four cylinder. It's not true, because we will. If the free cylinder will bring up also the four cylinder, because we'll get clients into the MB family. So I think 12,000 is a good size, and then if we make 20, I'm happy. But I want to keep the structure on that. Then we see if we make better. But for sure, we're not challenging Ducati or challenging Triumph or nobody. We do our job and satisfy our clients. I don't have ambitions.
No. But is this going to be your work for life? Will this be your do you see yourself with MV Agusta and the companies for?
I would love. You never know in life what happened. I like to stay with MV Agusta and to work for the brand, at least for the next 3-4 years. Then we'll see.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll say thank you and say good luck, and I hope all the best with the 3-cylinder, and I'm looking forward to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to anticipate you. We are trying to set up an exclusive premiere. It's not a press release, press launch. No, we will invite like 6, 7, or 8 journalists, and you'll be one of them.
Yeah.
In Misano, we're planning in July to test the F3 as a premiere.
Wow.
And not a full test, like 5-10 laps, but at least to try the bike, to have the impression.
Yeah.
And as we will be close to production at that time, it will not be the perfect bike, but I think it's important also for the readers to see a dynamic test of the bike.
Absolutely.
I ask Alessio.
Fantastic.
What she's